All right, gentlemen, let's go ahead and read through the poem again to the point where we're going to have our new discussion. I went to turn the grass once after one who mowed it in the dew before the sun. The dew was gone that made his blade so keen before I came to view the leveled scene. I looked for him behind an aisle of trees. I listened for his whetstone on the breeze. But he had gone his way, the grass all mown, and I must be as he had been, alone. As all must be, I said within my heart, whether they work together or apart. But as I said it, swift there passed me by, on noiseless wing, a bewildered butterfly, seeking with memories grown dim overnight some resting flower of yesterday's delight. And once I marked his flight go round and round, as where some flower lay withering on the ground. And then he flew as far as eye could see, and then on tremulous wing came back to me. I thought of questions that have no reply, and would have turned to toss the grass to dry. But he turned first, and led my eye to look at a tall tuft of flowers beside a brook. A leaping tongue of bloom the scythe had spared, beside a reedy brook the scythe had bared. The mower in the dew had loved them thus, by leaving them to flourish not for us, nor yet to draw one thought of ours to him, but from sheer morning gladness at the brim. Okay. All right, so let's just go over uh, a little bit of a review of what we've said. Let's kind of encapsulate everything we've said so far. All right. Number one, the first thing is in the poem, the speaker, which of course is the guy turning over the grass, the second guy, the speaker, the guy who's writing the poem. The speaker is disappointed. The speaker's disappointed because, his friend left. The mower left. All right. And because of that, the speaker comes to this conclusion. You know what? We can't count on friendship, right? We're just all alone. Okay. Other people are not dependable. Other people are not dependable. All right. We're all alone. You can't count on other people. They're just going to leave. All right. All right. Second thing, butterfly. Now, what does the butterfly symbolize? Well, as we know, it symbolizes that the world itself is not dependable. The world is a place of death, destruction. All right, death and destruction. Okay, so what we have here is, okay, we got the speaker. People aren't dependable. The world's not dependable. All right, and then we got three. The tuft of flowers. The tuft of flowers are spared. They're not cut down. Um, they're spared. All right. So, um, so what we're look at what's going on up here. What's Frost getting at? He's saying two things: people aren't dependable, and the world's not dependable. Meaning nothing's dependable. Okay, with this right here. All right, these two right here. People, world. Meaning everything. Nothing is dependable. Nothing is dependable. All right? It all lets you down. The people let you down and the world lets you down. However, when we get here, the tuft of flowers are spared, okay? That act is going to totally reverse this this way of looking at the world, okay? This act is the salvific solution to that. All right? This is the salvific solution. It's the answer. It's the resolution. The tuft of flowers are being spared by the mower. It's the resolution of all this junk up here. It's the resolution. So the question is, well, how does this simple act of this mower sparing the tuft of flowers, how does that represent ultimately a resolution? You know, how do we? What is it? What is that makes it such a great, act? All right, so the reason this act of sparing the tuft of flowers, the reason the act of sparing the tuft of flowers is so revelatory and salvific is because of what the mower is doing and why he's doing it. All right. So let's go ahead and look at what Frost tells us. All right. Um, the mower in the dew had loved them thus by leaving them to flourish, not for us, nor yet to draw one thought of ours to him, but from sheer morning gladness at the brim. All right. So the first thing that Frost tells us is that the relationship of the mower to the tuft of flowers okay, the relationship of the mower to the tuft of flowers, Frost tells us, is the relationship of love. Okay, there's a love. And what this love is all about is a kind of what I would call a veneration. Like, in other words, the tuft of flowers are in their beauty. In their beauty, they call forth reverence. Okay? They call forth reverence. They call forth a demand to be respected because they're so glorious. See? There's a demand to respect. And of course, as we said before, that demand of respect is costs this guy like more work. Now, when uh, he sees the tuft of flowers in their beauty, in their awesomeness, as something sacred. And what we mean by something sacred is simply something that has it's so special that it has to be revered. Okay? It's so special that it has to be revered. Revered. You know, it's almost like it's almost like the beauty calls forth a kind of like I said, a veneration. Which is almost like it's like this veneration is a kind of it's a kind of profound yes by the mower, the profound yes by the mower to the awesome beauty. Yes, I can't chop you down. You are to be venerated. All right. Um, I'll give you an example. You know, this guy told me this story once that him and his when him and his wife, like many years after they were married, they there was this place that they went to when they first met, and they were kind of like at this park area, and when they first met, like they had this like kind of little picnic thing underneath this big huge oak tree, and that was the time they had their first kiss. Okay, so their first kiss was basically by this big oak tree. And he told me that they would periodically, go back to this spot and just kind of like venerate the oak tree. It's like this is where it all happened. There's a kind of like it's just like the mower to the tuft of flowers. That's how they felt about the oak tree. All right. Um, Another example of, if simple example of like this idea that things have they're like so special they deserve to be veneration, is like when a mother's china cabinet, like you know typically a house will have this thing called a china cabinet, and in the china cabinet you put the special stuff, the special dishes and silverware, only to be used at special times. See, there's a kind of sacredness there. See, there's so these special dishes and silverware are so kind of wonderful, and beautiful, that they just aren't used in everyday ordinary life. They're different. Okay, and that's what this mower is saying about this tuft of flowers. Okay, it has what we call an otherness that demands our respect. All right, an adoration demands an adoration. All right. So, um, what you have to realize is that this man, this mower, by sparing these tuft of flowers, he's revealing, you know, a certain kind of character he has, which is a character of of reverence. Okay, he has a disposition, an attitude towards the world that is admirable. You got to admire his character. Admire his character. And that's one of the things that the speaker realizes. He realizes that this guy isn't some kind of person who just cares about himself and just leaving, goes to leave doesn't stick around. He's not that kind of person at all. He's not selfish. He's the opposite. Okay? He's not a selfish guy. All right? He's not selfish. He's an admirer of the beautiful, All right, so he says, the mower in the dew had loved them thus by leaving them to flourish, not for us, nor yet to draw one thought of ours to him, but from sheer morning gladness at the brim. All right, so first thing I want to say is this. Okay, he's gonna let these flowers flourish. All right, he's gonna let them flourish. Not gonna kill them. Okay, they're already flourishing, and he's gonna let them continue to flourish. All right, so there's a kind of luxuriousness to these. There's a luxuriousness to these tuft of flowers that deserve to be alive. Okay, they deserve to prosper. They deserve to prosper in their beauty. They deserve to thrive. All right. Now, what this next thing is extremely important. What he says here. Okay. Look at what he says. The mower in the dew had loved them thus by leaving them to flourish, not for us. He leaves them to flourish, not for us. All right? Nor yet to draw one thought of ours to him. Okay, so he doesn't leave them for us, meaning he doesn't leave them for this speaker of the poem. Not for the speaker. He doesn't leave them for the speaker, and he doesn't leave them for the butterfly. Or you could say what he means by us is just people in general, right? He's not leaving them for anybody. He's not leaving them for human beings or for insects, right? Not for us. And he doesn't leave them to somehow say, hey, look how great I am. I'm such a great guy. It's not about him either. All right? Nor yet to draw one thought of ours to him. He's not trying to ingratiate himself or make himself look like some wonderful guy. It's not about him either. All right, well, then why does he leave them? And he tells us, nor yet to draw one thought of ours to him, but from sheer morning gladness at the brim. That's why he leaves them. Well, what the hell does that mean? All right. Why does he leave them? But from sheer morning gladness at the brim. All right. That's why he leaves them. But from sheer morning gladness at the brim. He tells us exactly why he leaves them. That's the reason. It's not for him, not for the butterfly, it's not for people in general, it's not for himself. This is the reason he spares them. This is what motivates him. This is his motivation. This is his reason. This is his motivation. This is his inspiration. This is his inspiration, his motivation. This is his reason for leaving sparing the flowers. But from sheer morning gladness at the brim. Okay? Now, the most important word in this, I think the most important word in this line is what the hell does he mean by brim? Okay? Sheer morning gladness at the brim. And we're going to say that there's basically three meanings to that word. Three meanings for the word brim.